girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the live stream. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. Game time. We are back. Morning, Margin, Brian, Golf Nut, Anna, good morning. Dino, Ponzi, Pat, CJ the Day Trader, Kavi, Chef. What's up, Chef? Congrats on the Cybertruck, Chef. Jacob, Barefoot Sailing Adventures, Robert, Ranger, Mike DeMarco. Extreme caution this week. I agree, man. Definitely a lot of things going on. Bruce, the closer. Good morning. Morning, guys. All right. Game time. Get everything set up here. We got a lot of things to look at today. Morning, morning, morning. How's everyone's weekend? What do we do? Picking it up in a week. Nice, nice, Chef. My weekend, thanks for asking, Anna. It was good. Chill. Well, I guess not really that chill, but I had to go to Miami for a friend's 30th birthday, so that was good. That was fun. And then rest of the weekend just chilled, which felt great. Washed the car, hung out around the house. Needed a nice, relaxing weekend. Relaxing, good. Barbecue and chill, nice. Rode your bike, nice. We gotta wait a few minutes for some people to step in here, guys. So wait a few more minutes. Let the people jump in. I guess I'll get this up on the screen for now, because this is gonna be a big one. We got a lot of economic, a lot of earnings, a lot of things to be looking at. Let me go ahead and quickly pop up the earnings calendar because that's big as well. All right, maybe we can put these side by side today. Let's see if that works. I don't know if that's going to work, but yeah, we might be able to. I think we can. If I zoom out here, of course. Maybe we'll hide my face for a second. Where's my face? Where's my face? There it is. All right, so hiding the face, we can look at everything together this week, which is a lot. A lot of stuff. So here we go. Let's get started. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Here we go. So today, nothing much on the... oh, hold on. Pause. Got to... Damn, Bruce. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, Bruce. 44.44. Hopefully trading has been going well for you to give that kind of donation. So appreciate that. Following your guidance, champ. Thank you. Appreciate you, Bruce. Keep going, brother. So back onto the faceless economic and earnings calendar. Today, not much. You guys can see right here. Not much on the economic side for today, which is July 29th. But on the earnings side, we can look on the right side. We had McDonald's. We have ON on. This is a semiconductor that just reported. I think it went up slightly. That's really it for this morning that I think is important. Sprouts, Tilray. Who remembers Tilray? So really not that major today. Nothing major on the economic, nothing major on the economic, or really nothing on the economic, and then nothing really too major on the earnings. Now, tomorrow's where it starts to get a little bit more interesting. So tomorrow at 10 o'clock, we have consumer confidence, and we have our JOLTS. So that's important, right? Consumer confidence, JOLTS, that's at 10 o'clock. So that's about 30 minutes after open. We do have that event to watch. Now, tomorrow on the earnings side, on the right side here, you guys can see in the morning, SoFi, PayPal, Pfizer, Procter & Gamble. So some pretty interesting ones coming in. And then for the tech side, pretty major tomorrow. AMD and Microsoft, these are definitely some big names there. You have AMD, which will definitely affect semiconductors. And, of course, you have Microsoft, which is, I think, number 2, if not definitely top 5 largest names. So definitely going to affect the tech sector, no doubt. Affect the entire market. So Microsoft, big. AMD, big for semiconductors. That is going to be major for the market tomorrow after hours. So that is our start to the legit earnings season right there. AMD and Microsoft tomorrow. Starbucks, Pinterest, some sort of smaller ones. EA, smaller. So that's that. Moving on to Wednesday. Wednesday, we have the non-farm employment in the morning, employment cost index. We have pending home sales, right? We have all this sort of before the main event, which is 2 o'clock on Wednesday, is our FOMC. This is our big event. We have the federal funds rate, we have the FOMC statement, and then we have Jerome Powell live at 2:30 on Wednesday. On Wednesday, on top of all of that, we have Boeing in the pre-market, we have Altria, and then after hours, we have Meta. Meta, big tech, big earnings. We have ARM as well. We have Qualcomm, 2 very big names for semiconductors as well. So pretty big Wednesday there. On to Thursday, we have the unemployment claims. We have the ISM manufacturing PMI. All right, we have some decent economic events there. Thursday, Amazon, Apple, Intel, Coinbase, some big ones there for tech. Amazon and Apple, major. Intel, interesting for semis. And then we close the week with our oil, our energy names, and we close the week with our average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate. So, yeah, it's a lot, okay? It's a lot. It's definitely something to be cautious of. I think if there's ever a week to be scalping, taking profits quickly, not trusting the overnight move, not trusting what happens the next morning, holding options over the night, I think this is the weekend or the week to not do any of that. So I'm definitely going to be a scalper this week. There's no doubt about it. There is definitely a lot of things to be paying attention to, a lot of earnings, a lot of economic events, and I think you just come into this week. I think it's very easy. You just come into this week, you size down a little bit, you scalp, you get 10, 15%, you take some profits, and you just protect yourself, man. You just get through this week. That's all you got to do. You don't gotta gamble your entire portfolio on earnings. You don't need to gamble your entire portfolio on FOMC. All right, I know that's the stupid thing to do. That's the devil in the back of your head that's telling you to do that. But I can guarantee you, if you can just get through this week, if you can stay a scalper, stay protective, there's going to be weeks that have great price action, that don't require guessing, that you can continue to profit off of. So, yeah, going to be very interesting. It's going to be the mature people are the ones that get through it. The immature traders are the ones that just gamble their money away. I would really hope that if you come to this live stream, you're on the mature side. So be safe, be cautious, be aware of the risks, be aware of the uncertainties, and tailor your trading to it. All right, that's all you got to do. All right, so with all that said, let's get into the technicals. Let's get an idea of where this market is trading. Let's get an idea of how we ended the week, and let's get a good feel for what we need to watch today in terms of the technical levels. So it's extremely clear still here, guys. It's the same thing. It's 19,380. We're still under it, and we're still in a looming rejection state on this market, right? We have 19,380 on Wednesday. We had that 19,380 on Thursday. And on Friday, we did not even get close to that level. So we are still under 19,380 on the NASDAQ market, right? And as long as we're under that 1980, this could all just be a consolidation lower and more failures to the downside. There's no doubt about it, right? If you are under 19,380, there is nothing that is proving that we're going to move to the upside. As long as you're under this 19,380, this is still the ceiling that could keep this market lower. This is still the rejection point that can push us lower, right? You saw it happen on Thursday. You saw the rejection come in on Wednesday, and you see the inability to break above it on Friday. So as long as we're under 19,380, there is still zero reason for me to long this market. It's as simple as that. I am not looking to long this market with any type of confidence unless we get over 19,380, right? The bullish action down here is just not confident enough for me to be a part of it, right? Anyone that's longing this market, I can guarantee you, does not have full confidence. They're just sort of trying to buy the lows. They're trying to see if this thing can push back higher, but the full confidence is definitely not in. You're still under this 19,380. You're still under this 19,380, and you're still fading underneath that 19,380. You got to get above that level for things to flip on this market. If we can get above that, then I think you can get very aggressive upside, right? I think you will definitely see squeeze type upside if you can get over 19,380. Now, why do I say that? Why do I think that you can get squeeze type upside over 19,380? It's because of the manner in which we went lower, right? We went straight down here. We went straight down from 525 to 380 right here, straight down. We went straight down from that 650 to that 525, right? This was straight down action right here. Vertical pretty much to the downside. So if we can get over this shelf right here, right? If we can get over this shelf at 19,380, then I would expect the upside to come in just as aggressively, right? So I would expect the upside here to be very juicy and very aggressive upside that we can absolutely look to trade. But we cannot look to trade this here, guys, right? We cannot look to trade this upside until we actually are proven that 19,380 is broken and turning into support, right? So just wait for it, right? Put it a little alert there. Just be patient. Just put an alert, right? Put this alert, create alert at or above. If you don't want to get into it until then, at or above 19,380. Beautiful. Once that alert gets hit, then you can start to pay attention to what that price action looks like. And if we're really holding above that level, we can start to look for that squeeze type upside, right? So let's wait for that, right? That's definitely a very key thing to pay attention to. And can we get that this week? Absolutely. Maybe we get it off some earnings. Maybe we get it off of some kind of economic event. Maybe Wednesday, right? Maybe we sit here until Wednesday, and maybe Wednesday on FOMC, we get that push over 380, and we start to get that upside, right? That can absolutely come in this week, and I would be aware of that possibility. But until that happens, you can't front run it, right? That's just something you can't do. So for now, we're still under 380. That's very key. Now, the other level we're obviously watching right now is 19,300. That's sort of rejecting here in the pre-market. We see 19,300, 19,300, 19,300. So that's still an important level, and you can see right now in the short term, 19,300 is definitely causing a little bit of problems. It caused problems on Friday. You can see right here. Look at this. 19.3. Bam. If you guys are part of the Discord on Friday, I know you caught this, right? We were just about around 1 or 2 o'clock. Or, yeah, it was around 1 o'clock on Friday. You know, we were saying, oh, look at this. We're right into 19.3. Be careful at 19.3. This is the level that could reject. And then, bam, that was some pretty hot stuff on Friday. That was pretty hype on Friday. You saw this little break and retest rejection at that the 220 area, which is now, and this brings me to my next point, holding as support, right? This is very interesting. So see this right here? Rejection, rejection, rejection. And look at what this turned into so far. Support and support, right? So that's sort of interesting on the short term. There is a little bit of a short-term 19,220 level that is forming here, right, as a support level, which is quite interesting, and this brings me to my next point here. So let's go into the 15-minute chart, and let's take a quick look at this 19,220 level. So for now, right, here's how I really look. This is how I really look at the market today. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to delete this 300 level because this is really how I look at the market today. The market, I look at it today between 380 and 220, right? That's really my range. This is my range today. I think this is the most important range of the day. It's between 380 highs and the 220 lows. If you give up this 220 low, right, which is this rejection, this rejection, this rejection, this rejection, this rejection, this support, this support, this support, right? If you give up this 220 level today, then I think you see downside, okay? If you give up 19,220, I think you see downside. If you give up and move above 19,380, then I think you see upside. So that is very clear to me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to delete that 19.3 level because I don't want to trade 19.3 into 220, and I don't want to trade above 19.3 into 380. I just don't have interest, all right? I'm not going to trade 300 into 380. I'm not going to short 300 into 220. It's too tight of a range, just not too interested in that move. So I'm actually just going to delete it. What I'm more interested in is, do we hold 220 or do we reject 380, right? That's really where I'm interested, either here or here. I think those are the better trades today. Those are the more extreme levels. You can see this pre-market low here, and you can see that rejection level here at 380, which is very, very clear and something to continue to watch. All right? So that's my NASDAQ read today. I would be very closely watching this 220. You can see this is a previous major rejection spot that is holding as support, which is sort of bullish, right, in the extreme short term. But there is still a problem to that bullish idea. It is because you are still under 380, right? So if we see sort of downside today under 220, that is going to be my short entry down towards maybe this 100 SMA, maybe back down towards that channel low at 19,000. If we push to the upside, I'll be watching for those 380 rejections. That's definitely something I'll be watching for. And if we do, by some chance, get through 380 today and start to hold, that could really be where this market gets a little pop to the upside over that 19,380. All right? I think a very clear NASDAQ market today, some very clear levels. You're sort of diddling in the middle right now, which I would not get too aggressive on. I would wait for one of these levels to get hit today before taking trades. Okay? You absolutely can keep 300 on your charts, guys, right? Don't get me wrong. You definitely, if you want to keep every level on your chart, I don't think there's anything wrong with keeping 300 on your chart. I would personally, I just don't think I would trade off of it today. I really just don't know if I'm that fond of trading off that level today with us being in between two, I think, more major levels there. Okay? All right, QQQ. So QQQ, the level that needs to break is 468. You can see right here. Let me bring that down. 468 is the level that I think you need to get above for any type of upside action. You can see right here, 468, 468. That's your high on Thursday. And you need to get above this 468 to feel like you can get upside. Over 468. This is the same as the NASDAQ. I think you can get squeeze type upside. right? And why do I say that? Once again, this is straight down from 474 to 468, straight down, right? If we can get above this 468 here and we can get above this structure high, I believe you will see very aggressive upside to retest that 50 SMA and to retest these previous lows at 474, right? That would be a very great long to be watching today. If you can get over 468, I think this will be straight up, right? Very squeezy towards that 50 SMA, towards that 474. I honestly think it is the healthy thing right now to retest that 474 level, which actually, right, believe it or not, more upside, I think, is more bearish, okay? And let me explain why I think that today. More upside to me actually could be more bearish because I think the most bearish thing to happen on this market is a retest of 474, right? This would be that channel, right, that drops, and then I think you still need to come back higher to retest these previous lows, right? Those previous lows into new highs, right? These previous lows into new highs is still very much on this market. You can see right here, previous low right here, and that daily 50 SMA. So I think even if you do get upside here into 474, that is still only just a retest of previous lows that flushed on Wednesday, right? See that? See that flush on Wednesday? We flushed under 474. If we bounce higher into 474 and that 50 SMA, this could be the most bearish move on the market. So you have to be paying attention to 474 on this QQQ. That is, without a doubt, that is the most important level here. However, I would say that you absolutely could trade the upside from 468 to 474. I think you can absolutely look for upside through this straight down move. So if we do get above 468, I think you can absolutely get a nice little long here, but I think the long is only from here to here. That's the only long, right? The long is from 468 to 474. That would be a potential long that you could look for, but I would be a profit taker understanding that 474 could just be the lower high that just causes that next rejection play, okay? So it depends on, you got to understand your time frames. You got to understand where you're trading within, right? If you understand this, you can understand your risk and you can do well in trading. If you don't understand this and you're just trading over 468 and you're looking for new all-time highs over 468, well, that's when you get smacked in the face, guys, right? There's just no doubt about it. You long 468, you have no idea what the hell's going on. You see it pop into 474, you're getting all excited, bam, dead, all right? That's just how the market works, right? It's the people that are understanding of it and the people that aren't, all right? You take advantage of the people that aren't. So if you get over 468, I absolutely think you can get squeeze type upside. I would be watching that, but I would be profit taking at 474 for that potential lower high to form. If you get under 464 today, that all this idea is not going to work, right? If you get under 464, you're going lower, okay? Under 464, you're going lower back into the 460. 464 is a must-hold level. You can see right here, 464, that's a must-hold level. If you hold above that, I think upside can continue. If you break under 464, then I think you will get that downside back into the 460, okay? S&P 500 futures, very, very clear level here. Hourly chart, it's clear as day. You can see it right here. 55.40, previous lows. Very nice, right? 55.40 right here, previous lows. 55.40 rejections on Thursday. And we are sitting right under that 55.40 as we speak. We need to get over 55.40 for upside to come in on this market. If we can get over 55.40, I think you trade right back into this level here, right here. 55.70, previous highs, previous all-time highs, and that previous hold there. I think you will trade right back into that 55.70 level if you get over 55.40, right? 55.40, previous lows. These are your highs. This is your supply zone. If you can get over that, then I think you can trade into that 55.70, Okay? Now, 5570 is no joke here. That's something I want to make sure you're aware of. If I go over here, right, take a look at this 5570 level. This is no joke of a level and definitely will be a tough level to break through. You can see 5570 rejections. If I go back more, go back. 5570, 5570, 5570, 5570, 5570, 5570, and that could be sort of that upside target to be looking for if we get over the 5540. That's a big if. That's if we get over this 5540. That's if we get over this zone here. That's going to be the most important thing to watch. Now, on the downside, there is a nice little demand that's stepping in. And this is something that I think is important as of right now. Let me go ahead and show you why. In the 1 hour chart here, we can see on this 1 hour chart, take a look at this level right here. We've been talking about this level, the 5509. The 5509, right? See this? Previous highs, previous lows, 5509, 5510. Well, let's take a quick look at what's happening at that level this morning. Right? Take a look at this. Bam. Right? So that's actually quite interesting. You've seen the 5509 rejections, but take a look at what's happening this morning. It's actually holding as support. So that's quite interesting. So now it is abundantly clear that the ES has to hold this level. If we break back under this level, we're losing it again, right? No doubt. If we lose this 5509, if we lose this daily 50 SMA, there's no doubt in my mind that the ES will start to weaken and probably move lower again. So this is a must-hold level for me today. 5509, daily 50 SMA. We saw that important demand back a few months ago, and we just are seeing now in the pre-market how this level is being respected as a key hold level. This has to hold. If this does not hold, you are moving lower. Okay? So 5509, 55, the 50 SMA. Are we shorting into that level today? Absolutely not. Right? Absolutely not. We are not shorting the market into this level. Right? There's absolutely no reason to be doing that. If you get under this level, then we're looking for that aggressive short. Okay? If we get more upside today, 5540. If we get above it, we'll trade into the 5570. That's your next level to watch. So right now, very clear. Here's your range. Right? Which side is it going to go? SPY. 548. 548 SPY. Very clear. Here you go. Hourly chart. 548. Previous lows into these highs. You got to get over 548. Previous low. High. 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 If you get over 548, you trade right here into the 551. Over 548, you look for moves into 551. You be careful of 551 next. Where do you have to hold? You have to hold 544. I think you got to hold that 544 demand low. If you go to the 15-minute chart, we can see right here. Zoom in, right? Look at this 544 area on the SPY. 544, previous hold, rejection, 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 hold. Got to hold that 544. So if we do get a pullback, 544, that could be something to watch. We are not shorting into 544. We're not shorting into the 50 SMA. But where do we need to get over? We got to get over 548. If we can get over 548, then I think you can trade into your 551. Okay? IWM, very nice hold of 222 on Friday. If you go to the 30-minute chart, take a look at this hold at 222, which was very clear. Look at that. 222, that was these previous lows here. That was some previous lows here. And look at that hold on Friday at 222. That's very clean. Now, what's the level that I would be watching today? Right here. 224, 224, 224, 224. If we can get a pullback on the IWM to 224, this could be a very nice watch today. Watch that 224 long on IWM. Watch that 222. Watch that 219 as those pullback long levels. And here's the problem. Daily supply here at 227.13. I'm going to go back 5 years, which is really only here. This is back in 2021. So, yeah, it's about 3 years here. This is a 3-year major supply high on the daily chart on the IWM, which is the high of this candle is 227.13. You got to get over this daily chart high. 1, 2, 3, triple top rejections on the daily chart back in 2021, right here, 2021, all right here, and 2022. You got to get over that. That is right here. That daily chart triple top back from 2021 is right here at 227.13. Got to get over it. You gotta see upside above that. If you do not, then you can continue to see the weakness step in here. If you're going too long, you have to long off pullbacks. You are not going to long into 227.13. Okay, we're not opening long entries right into a triple top on the daily chart. If you can get above it and hold above it, sure. But for now, you're looking for pullback longs, right? 224, 222. That's what happened on Friday, and it created a great long. Okay. All right. 1,600 people, 700 likes. Press that like button. Press that like button for me. Let's continue. Tesla. So, Tesla has a gap here, right, between 245 and around 226. All right, so we have a gap from 245 to 226, which is pretty nice, right? You can see that gap down that happened on Tesla from earnings, which is now starting to try to consolidate, right? Which I sort of like. We're trying to consolidate after that gap down on earnings. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at what could happen here. We can see that 215 demand is holding, and we can see that major demand down below at 205, 208, and that 200 SMA is holding as well. So that's pretty nice, right? Tesla has started to sort of maintain this 215, which is great. You can see here, here, here. There's a very clear high that needs to break, and that's 226. So for now, you've been trading in this sort of range, which is nice. A little consolidation, right? Very clear. A little bit of a range on Tesla. You got to get above 226, right? You got to get above 226. If you can get above 226, which is right here, right here, right here, I think you can get a little bit of Tesla upside continuation, okay? So if we can get above 226, I think you will trade into 230, and if you can get above 230, then I think you will start to move towards that gap fill, okay? Above 230 is where I think you can really look for that gap fill on Tesla, right here, from 230 to 245, maybe only up into that daily 20, which is 240. That's something to watch as well. But I think you need to get over 226. You need to get over 230. If you can get over those two levels, then I think you can see that upside continuation, okay? So that's definitely something I'm watching. The most immediate and most important level in the short term is 226. If you do not get over 226, this could be a rejection play, okay? Make sure you watch both sides. If you start to see failures at 226, this could just be another rejection play that creates the continuation of this channel, okay? There's nothing stopping it. We rejected it here. You rejected it here. You could reject it again, and you can move right back down to 215. So if you're longing this shit out of Tesla because you can't help yourself, because you're like, oh my God, this is 100% going to gap fill. I can't wait. I can't help myself. Well, what you could potentially be setting yourself up for is one of these, right? And you are not going to be very happy about that. That's the same thing as people longing it into 226 here. That's the same thing as people longing it into 226 on Friday. They lost, and they lost. So why not just wait for it to break and wait for it to hold before taking that trade, all right? So keep an eye on it. If it starts to happen, you take that trade. If not, then be aware of the 226 rejections. Very possible once again. Nvidia. There is not a cleaner stair-stepping downside trade on the market right now than Nvidia. I mean, this just doesn't get more clear. I really don't know if there's a better example of market structure. Look at how clear this is, right? That is just as clear as it gets on Nvidia. Previous highs, previous lows into new highs, previous lows into new highs, right? It's just beautiful stair-stepping action on Nvidia. Look at how clean that is. So, love it, right? Love it. However, we got to break, right? However, we have to see what happens at this 116.50 this time around, right? 116.50 previous lows, 116.50, double top highs from Thursday, Friday, previous lows, into highs, absolutely perfect. So today, if we get a pop, let's see what happens at 116.50. Do we reject it again, or do we break the structure, right? And if we get above 116.50, that would be a reason to look for upside. NQ is going parabolic. Parabolic, I tell you. Parabolic. Is the NASDAQ over 19,380? No. If it is, if it gets over it, then we get excited. If we get over 19,380, then we look for upside. NQ going parabolic is the exact thing that type of emotion is the exact thing that causes us to long at 19,380 and then get, then the morning opens, we see a rejection at 380 at the exact same level. We don't understand why. We say the market's rigged and manipulated, and we quit trading. Okay, that's the exact emotion that we have in our minds without any type of real break on the market. We have to get over 19,380. If we do not get over 19,380, yes, we are moving, but it's pointless, guys. Guys, this is meaningless moves, okay? You have to get over this level. This is the type of emotion we cannot build into our thoughts in the pre-market and not be biased, okay? If you get excited about what's going on right now, right, you are exposing yourself to building that bias and seeing a 19,380 rejection and longing right into it. You have to wait for that to get over. If it does, then we get interested, okay? We can't build a bias here until this breaks. If you get long right now into 19,380, you're doing the exact same thing that lost people money here and lost people money here. So let's wait for that to happen. It's not going parabolic, okay? We need to wait for this to break, okay? If that breaks, great. If not, this is still very much a possibility, okay? The reason I'm the way I am, guys, is because I can tell you that you build emotions without thinking about it. You build these biases without thinking about it, and it causes you to trade incorrectly, okay? We need to make sure we stay patient and stay unbiased on these moves that are meaningless, okay? Very important. All right, let's continue. Previous lows, previous highs, we have to get over 116.55, right? If we do not, this is still very much a potential rejection spot. So watch out for this 116.55. Keep an eye on that area, right? Keep an eye on that area. So previous lows into highs. You can see right here, double bottom low. Watch out for that double top high, 116.50 on Nvidia. Keep an eye on that level. If you can get above that, right? If you can get above that, then look to see if you can hold and look to see if you can continue. I think Nvidia reclaiming this 116.55 is definitely a reason for upside continuation today. So keep an eye on that area. If we can get above this 116.55, this could be a great long entry in my opinion. The only concern I have here is that you could get into that daily 50, which could cause some problems around 119. So be careful there. But I do think that would be a very important flip, right? Because if we go to the 4-hour chart, that's a very key structure flip, right? If we can get back above that 116.50, that's a structured flip, right? 116.50. Stupid. All right. AMD. So, AMD, you guys can see right here, 145, that's the key level, right? Right here, 145. We do have earnings tomorrow, so I'm not really too interested in this one today, guys. But 145 is the level to watch, right? Right here, 145. You can see right here, 145. Let's see, right? Let's see if we can get something here. I mean, AMD's so in the center here. It's just, right? How do you really even set up a trade here? It's so in the center of this channel. 145 to 137.50. So I'm really just not that interested in AMD today, guys, especially with earnings tomorrow. IV is going to be high. Option contracts are probably just going to chop here. So I'm probably not going to be playing this one, but I would say watch the 145, watch the 137.50. Those are your two major channel levels. SMCI. So SMCI, I would be watching and waiting for this 760 level right here. 760. 760, 760 is where I think SMCI probably pushes back into, right? I think that's probably the right move. Previous lows, flush downside, and I think you could possibly get that pop back to the upside at 760. However, that 760 would be the level that I'd be looking to fade this move, right? Fade this move. So let's see what happens at 760. Very key level. 760, 760. Let's look for that upside move, and let's see what happens at 760. If you get above 760 on SMCI and you reclaim this, then I think upside is going to come in again. If you can reclaim this low and reclaim that low, then I think upside comes in. But I would be watching for that rejection of 760 as well. Okay? Big level that SMCI is holding. I mean, just probably the biggest level on the market, 690 to 670, this weekly low. Look how important this is for SMCI. And SMCI is coming off that 200 SMA, guys. So if we do see a market that flips back to the upside this week, right, because of, let's say, FOMC, let's say some good earnings from semiconductor stocks, and we start to get that strength again, I can't say that, I would have to agree with someone that says this is a potential really good long entry, right, on SMCI. It really could be. Now, there's so much uncertainty now that makes it very difficult. But sometimes, right, if you want to be very contrarian here, this could be an interesting idea, right? This is a major demand low with the daily 200 SMA. And really, you just need some kind of spark in semiconductors to possibly get this thing sort of waking up again. I don't think it's a trade that I'm going to go for, right? It's not really my type of trade, is to just sort of hope and pray for a sort of recovery. I sort of want to stay with how the market feels right now, and still feels a little bit weak to me. So if I see a total flip on this market this week, then SMCI will absolutely be something I watch, right? If I see this thing back over 760, then I think, yeah, let's go ahead and look for that thing. But until that 760 flip, I'm going to stay cautious on that idea. But I can't say that that is not an interesting spot that SMCI is trying to hold on to. Something to watch. All right. Let's go to ARM. ARM's also in a very interesting spot. You can see right here, ARM has been sort of attempting to hold this area, but it's been sort of iffy, right? And what you can see right now is, yeah, that 150 level is starting to turn into rejections, which I just don't know if I like, right? You can see right here, that 150. I don't really like that, right? So you can see right now, ARM under 150 is no good. I'd be careful of those 150 rejections. I think the only spot that, maybe keeps us higher is down at this 140 and this 100 SMA below. Let me go ahead and put this 140 level on. Yeah, this is such a difficult zone. I'm sort of having trouble. The reason I have not been trading ARM is because I don't know how these areas react, right? I'm just not confident in it. So I'm not going to be confident with what I tell you guys here, right? Piff. I already can tell the bias, man. I guys, please. It is what it is, guys. It's the market is, let's just watch the levels, okay? Who cares? Look, we're starting to reject 19,380 right now. That's key. That's all that matters, okay? That's all that matters here. It doesn't matter who's in control. Doesn't matter what you think's going to happen. All that matters is what's happening at 19,380 today. Right now, it's rejecting. So if this stays under, we're going to stay weak. It's as simple as that. There's nothing else that's meaningful. Whatever you think is not meaningful, whatever I think is not meaningful, all that matters is that we're under 19,380. If we get over this level, we will push higher. It's as simple as this, guys. Whatever you're thinking, whatever bias you're building in your mind is pointless. If you get over 19,380, you will push to the upside today, and you have to be ready to trade that upside. If you reject this level, you will continue to stay weak. Okay? That's all that matters. Okay? That is all that matters. And get everything out of your head that is irrelevant to what happens at this level. I'm telling you, right, from experience, this has to be the way you think. We cannot sit here on a voice chat or on a live stream and fight about whether we think the market's going to go up or not. You are wasting your time and wasting my time, and it is pointless. Watch the level today on the intraday and trade off the level. That is all that matters. You can come back tomorrow and satisfy your ego and say, oh, I told you it was going to go up, right? You can do that all you want. If you do it, I'm probably going to kick you out of the chat. So just know that. All right, let's continue. Very nice. Okay. Let's all hold hands and be happy again. All right, let's continue. SMCI, we went over that. AMD, we went over that. Nvidia, ARM. I'm just going to skip ARM because I really don't like ARM. I'm just going to go ahead and skip it. TSM really has not been much here on TSM either. It's been sloppy. The only thing that I see here that's somewhat clear on TSM is that we're holding back over 160, right? That's the only thing that I'm sort of interested in. 160, 160, you can see right here. That's really the only thing that I'm interested in, is that we are holding above 160. So if we're holding above 160, I'd sort of give up on the downside on TSM, right? I think that's sort of a strong hold on TSM. You can see right here, 160. I just don't think I would be too aggressive on the short side into 160, okay? You can see right there, very nice strength. All right, let's continue. All right, hold on, guys. There we go. Let's go into Apple. So Apple, right here. Take a look at this. I was looking to see if Apple could get above 220, and it did not, right? Very important. Look at this, 220. See how this turned into a rejection spot? Very important here, right? 220, 220. I was looking on Friday. We were talking in the voice chat and in the live stream on Friday, looking for that break and hold over 220, right? We did not get that. Very important. So this is key, right? I thought Apple could potentially flip long over 220. It did not. So this was sort of concerning to me on the market. So now look at what Apple is still doing. It is still staying within this downward structure, no doubt. If Apple can get over 220, right, then I think you will get upside, right? And so you got to consider both sides still. And I've been saying that all live stream. We still are considering both sides, but we're only considering one side until that market structure breaks. So we cannot consider Apple upside until we get over 220. If we can get over 220, then we can consider that upside right into that 223. I think that'll be very nice. But for now, look at how clear on the hourly chart the structure is moving lower, right? Look at this stair-stepping moving downside. Very, very clear. Stair-stepping downside action. Very, very clear on Apple. So if we get above 220, I think you move back into 223, which could be an absolutely beautiful fade. But until then, this is going to stay weak. Demand lows are right here at 215.50. Supply highs at 220. Watch that zone. If we break these lows right here, we could see more downside, right? Very clear stair-step downside on Apple right now. Let's go to Microsoft. So Microsoft has earnings tomorrow, and man, was this a nice long. We talked about this long on the live stream on Friday, and I just I failed to stay fully confident on this one, but we talked about that 417 demand, and that thing held beautifully. So really nice 417 hold on Microsoft on Friday. You can see right there, nice pop, nice hold, nice continuation. Today, it's about 430, right? Watch this 430. This is going to be very key here. If we can hold above 430, I think you could see, hold on, right? Look at this 430 level. Look how important this is. See this? 430, 430. It could be a little higher into like 435, but I do think that's a pretty important push over 430 here. So watch that 430 on Microsoft here. You are peaking above it right now, right? You can see right here in the 30-minute chart. You rejected here on Wednesday and on Thursday, and look at that little peak above 430 today. So if you can hold over 430 on Microsoft today, and you can see some market action to the upside, this could be a great long to watch before earnings. This could be nice, right? Let's watch this. Let's watch 430. Let's see if we can hold above it. If we can, and that NASDAQ can push strong, great. If Microsoft fades back under 430, then I'd be careful of that upside into that earnings tomorrow, okay? 430 on Microsoft looks very big. Meta, beautiful holds at that 460 on Friday. This was perfection, right? Look at this. 460, 460. What a beautiful hold that was. Very nice little short-term upside there on Meta on Friday. Right back above that 460. And look how beautiful those reclaim. Look at that just, it just said, hey, I ain't breaking under 460. And you eventually got paid off for that confidence, right? So very nice there on Meta off that 460 level. Now, to the upside, right? To the upside, there's still some levels to be cautious of. The first level I'd be cautious of here, if you are trading upside on Meta, is right here at 480. This is going to be a big spot. 480, 480, 480, okay? Be cautious of that 480 on Meta. If you do trade upside, I think you will see 480 on Meta. So I do, I would not be opposed to looking for some type of long into that 480. I think that's probably the right spot for Meta to trade up into. But then once you get there, I think you got to alleviate yourself of the long exposure, right? Once you get up to that 480, I think that's really just your target here. 480, 480, major double top highs, and this could really be where it rejects again. So if you are trading Meta longs off 460, look for that 480, but please be careful of 480 when you are holding longs. That could be a really, major rejection spot to be cautious of. Amazon, really nice holds of 180. This is really a major and very important hold for Amazon. I would be looking for Amazon to trade back into this 186 level right here. Let me show you 1 second. This is on the 4-hour chart, so these are some big levels here. 186 and 190 are the two levels I'd be watching. Right here, 186. Right, 186. Be careful of that 186 as we pop higher. And if we go above 186, watch this 190 right here. Right, 190, 190, 190. That would be another level I'd be cautious of. All right. So on Amazon upside, watch 186, watch 190. If you can get over 186, you might get more. But please be cautious of that level first on Amazon, 186. Demand lows at 180, holding very strong. Earnings are next week. Is it next week? No, I'm sorry. It's this week, right? What day is it? The 1st. Okay. Let's go to Google. Google earnings is passed, which is nice to know. 171.50 is your level. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this 30-minute. You can see right here, 30-minute chart. I would be careful of this 171.50. If you can get above that, I think you trade into 175. Okay? Very nice demand holds at that 100 SMA. Very clean, right? See how that 100 SMA is holding strong. Holds here, very nice, very good. Be careful of this 171.50. This could fail. If you can get above that level today, if you get above 171.50, you will trade higher into the 175. Okay? And you got to be cautious then of that 175 rejection play. Okay? So 171.50, 175, keep an eye on those levels. What's HIMS up to today? Come on, HIMS. It's been nice consolidation. Earnings are next week on August 5th. I'm very excited to see what happens. So far, just this consolidation here. What did I miss? Let's see. What did I miss? Netflix. Let me go Netflix and Coinbase. Netflix is actually an interesting. This is sort of weak in my eyes on Netflix. Something I would be watching here, guys. If Netflix breaks under 630 and that 100 SMA here, there could definitely be some weakness, I think, down to 600. I think you could go pretty much straight down from 630 to 600. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on what happens at 630 on Netflix. For now, it's definitely holding, and you definitely have some previous demand here at that 630, which could push it higher, right? No doubt. We could see that push higher. But look at how clear this channel has been, right? Look at this, 655 to 630. Look at how clean that has just been sort of keeps pushing it lower. So I'd be watching that 655. I'd be watching that 630. If we break this 100 SMA and 630, I think you could get slippy. slippery. So I'd be watching that. But 630, very key. 655, very key. You have the 50 and the daily 20 SMA above. So if you do get a pop, I'd look for that fade again at 655. Coinbase, awesome. Really nice demand again. If we go to the 4-hour chart, we were talking about this demand here at that 233. We had that low, we had that low, we had that high. Again, pushing higher. Very nice if you're trading the levels. You had the 20, 50, and 100 SMA all stacked up there. So a beautiful long again on Coinbase. Very nice gap ups. And I would just be cautious if you are long Coinbase. Be cautious into the 265 highs again. Okay? Let's get a quick peek at that NQ, right? What are we doing? We are still under the 19,380. That is all that matters. Sorry about, actually, you know what? I'm not sorry about it. Guys, I'm hard. I'm harsh. I'm sort of a dick sometimes because this is what it takes. You gotta respect what's on the levels. You gotta respect what's on the charts. Sorry about it. Sorry, not sorry. If you're under 19,380, the move is meaningless. If you think this means anything, it doesn't, right? What's meaningful is if we get over 19,380. If we get over that level, I'll be looking for upside myself, right? That is how I trade. I don't have a bias, but I'm not going to be trading longs into supply, right? I'm also not going to short this level today, okay? Just because I am seeing that this is a rejection point does not mean I'm going to short into 19.3. It doesn't mean I'm going to short into 19.220, right? These are not short entries that I would be looking for today. But that doesn't mean I'm going to long into supply, right? I'm not going to long into the same rejection point that slapped everyone in the face on Thursday. If we're longing into that level, we could expose ourselves to the exact same downside move. Look at this. Look at that, right? This is the same exact emotion that caused this right here, right? Let me take you through this day here on. Let me zoom out. Let me take you through this motion right here. Okay? See this? See that on the 1-minute chart? What do you think traders were feeling during this time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 minutes of 1-minute candle upside into a supply level, only to follow the largest rejection of the week. Bam. Right? So, this is the same exact emotion that we get into this move. And if this move causes a reaction out of you emotionally, it will affect the way you trade, right? And that is simply all that I try to get across here. That is simply all I'm getting across here on the live stream. Maybe it comes across harsh, but that is the truth, right? We cannot allow this type of short-term action to make us think that this is going to break. If it breaks, then we trade it, okay? It's as simple as that. And that's what we can look for today if we are looking for upside. Beautiful thing that if we just wait for it to happen, we could all be on the right side of the market instead of trying to guess what happens before it does. Okay? Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. Be aware of your levels, trade your levels, trust your levels. Don't front run levels. Just go ahead and wait for it to show you what it's going to do. Okay? Control that emotion. Don't try to front run it because you think it's going to happen. And I hope that let's see how this works out, right? This could be very interesting today. Let's come back tomorrow and let's talk about that 19,380 level, right? Remember the 19,380 level tomorrow when you come into the live stream. Let's think about what happened there and let's review it tomorrow after the action is done. Let's see if it was a break and hold. Let's see if it was a break and retest long, or let's see if it was the level that ultimately rejected on the day. That is exactly what we can come into tomorrow, and we can do this as a good use case or case study for tomorrow's action. All right? Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.